Hello there, and welcome to today's yoga class, a 30-minute heart-opening yin relaxing class. If you're new here, I'm Sam, and I teach yoga around my local community and also here online. You won't need any special props for today's class, although you can grab some blocks if you'd like for some poses later, as well as a blanket for Shavasana if you tend to get cold. If you haven't already, consider giving this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribing to the channel to see more yoga classes just like this. So we'll get started today in a comfortable seat that might be cross-legged, that might be with your legs out, that might be sitting on your heels, only if that feels okay on your knees. And just close down your eyes and take a few deep breaths to start your practice today. Inhale, fill up your belly with air. And exhale, contract back in, drawing your navel towards your spine. And inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, circle your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, press the air away and lower your hands. And take a couple more. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, release. Last one, inhale. And exhale. As you lower your arms, swim your arms around your back. And clasp your hands together. Lowering your hands down, opening up through the chest, and just finding a gentle heart opening stretch here. And gently release your arms, shake them out if you'd like to. And then come onto your belly. Gently coming all the way to your belly, we'll come into Sphinx Pose. So maybe you start with your arms all the way out, and your forehead down to the mat. And if that feels okay from there, maybe start sliding your elbows back closer to your body. Maybe you take your elbows just slightly ahead of your shoulder, pressing into your forearms and your hands, and finding a nice gentle gaze down. But if that is too much on your low back, feel free to scoot your arms forward until you find a comfortable position. And we'll be here for the next few minutes, but feel free to come out sooner if it starts to get uncomfortable, just by coming all the way flat on your belly. If you haven't already, start to come out of the pose, just coming all the way flat to your belly. And then gently press up to all fours. And from here, we'll find a heart to earth pose. So maybe walk your knees back a little bit. Start to walk both hands towards the top corners of your mat, pressing into your hands and your knuckles. Start to shift your hips back and bring your heart towards the earth. Your forehead may or may not come to the ground. That's okay. And this one can be pretty intense, so feel free to come out of this as soon as it starts to get uncomfortable or if you feel any tingling. Gently press back up, finding your tabletop. Maybe take a few cat-cows here, just moving nice and slow. From here, we'll find a nice child's pose. So you can bring your feet together, knees apart, sit back on your heels, and walk your torso forward. If your forehead doesn't quite reach the ground and you want some extra support, feel free to pile up some blankets or pillows to fold forward over here. And same as our last few poses, if you find that your limbs start to tingle or fall asleep, especially your feet or lower limbs, just come out of the pose. It's okay if it's sooner than what we're doing here, just making sure you're listening to your own body. Inhale in. And exhale, gently press back up to center, finding your tabletop. From here, we'll find a low lunge. So this is where those blocks might come in handy. Start with your left foot, bringing your left foot in between your hands, taking blocks on either side of your foot to help lift the ground up to you, and hang out here for about a minute or so. This one can also be pretty intense, so I find it helps to focus on the breath. Deep breath in and long breath out. But of course you don't want it to be painful, so maybe back out of the pose if it is painful. From here, we'll take a twist. So plant your right palm on the mat or on the block. Twist towards your left leg and reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And release back down. From here, we'll take an open twist. So take your left hand either on the outside of your left foot or bring it to the inside. You might have to play around with what feels better. And your hand can come to the block or to the mat. And then we'll twist to the right. So left arm down and reach your right arm up. You might feel more limited as you twist this way. And just know that that's normal. Again, if it does hurt or poke anywhere, feel free to come out of it and just come back to your lunge. Releasing back down. Make your way back to your tabletop. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice the feeling in the right hip as opposed to the left right now. And then bring your right foot forward between your hands and set up for a low lunge. Hands on the mat, on your blocks. Or if that's still not comfortable, feel free to come up onto your knee too. Now we'll take a twist to the right. Plant your left hand on a block or on your mat. Reach your right arm up as you twist towards your right leg. And release back to center, taking an open twist to the left. Right hand either is on the outside of your right foot or inside. And left arm comes up, twisting to the left. We just want a nice gentle opening here. Don't force it too far open. And gently release back and make your way back to your tabletop. From here, make your way onto your back. Keep one block nearby. When you come to your back, just bring your knees into your chest and rock side to side. And then release your feet down. We'll be coming into supported bridge, so grab your block. If you don't have a block, feel free to use maybe a sturdy book or even a blanket or pillow works for a little bit of support as well. So bringing your feet about hip width apart. You might have to play around with how close they are to the body. You don't want them too far away, but you also don't want them too close. And have your block nearby. Start to gently lift your hips up. Slide your block, I like the lowest setting, underneath your sacrum. So you don't want it on your low back. You want it underneath your seat, underneath your sacrum, for just a gentle bridge. If this is uncomfortable, feel free to skip this as well. Maybe come into legs up the wall if you prefer, or try to find an even gentler bridge pose with a blanket or pillow underneath instead of a block. And though we're resting here, try to keep a little engagement in the feet, pressing into your feet, maybe into your hands a little bit, just so that we're not sagging and putting a lot of pressure on the low back. And gently press into your feet, slightly lift up your hips so you can remove your block or pillow or whatever you were using. And come back down to the mat. Once more, drawing your knees into your chest. And then release back down. Next, come into reclined cobbler's pose. And you might want your blocks nearby for underneath the knees, or pillows or blankets work as well. But bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open outwards. If you'd like that support underneath your knees, go ahead and place your blocks or pillows or blankets there. You can keep your hands out by your side, or maybe you bring them to your belly and use that to help guide you back towards your breath. As you inhale, feeling your hands rise. And as you exhale, feeling them gently fall back down. Inhale in. And exhale. Bring your hands underneath your knees. Gently draw your legs back up. Move your blocks or support off to the side. And grab your blanket for Shavasana if you'd like. Coming into Shavasana, maybe you stretch your legs out long. Maybe you take a blanket or pillow for underneath the knees. Or maybe you keep the knees bent with your feet on the mat. Another nice option is a small blanket for underneath the neck for some extra support there, or an eye pillow if you have one. Once you're comfortable, close your eyes. We'll be here for about the next 5 minutes or so. Feel free to stay longer if you'd like, but I'll cue you again when it's time for us to move again. stay here longer if you wish, but if you're ready to finish up your practice here, take a deep breath in and exhale out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your arms and your legs. Maybe take a full body stretch. And then roll gently to one side. And take a few moments here. Pressing back up when you're ready. Just finding a comfortable seat. Taking a few moments to notice how you feel. On an inhale, draw your hands up overhead and exhale them down to your heart center. And bow your head to your heart. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.